Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are talking more in depth with our fractions and our decimals. So right now what we're doing is we're looking for groups of tenths to see how many could be possible in this amount of numbers. So it says how many tenths in all. What I like to do is I kind of like to bundle them or make them into a group. So we'll see if I can make groups of tenths. 10 tenths would equal one whole. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 10 tenths in here, which we know is the same as one whole. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 tenths in here, which we know is one whole. And 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 8 tenths in there, which does not make one whole. So we have 10, 20, 8. We have 28 tenths. So what we're going to do is we're going to write and draw the same number using ones and tenths, okay? So let's check it out. So what I know is because this is 10 tenths, that's the same as one whole. So there's 1. And then I have another 1. And last I have 8 tenths. And I could go through and label these to show that I have 8 tenths. Total, I know that I'm going to convert this to decimal form as I have 2 in the ones place and 8 tenths. So it says how much more is needed to get to 3. So if I'm at 8 tenths, I would need to do 9 tenths. 10 tenths would be 3 wholes. So I'm 2 tenths away from the number 3. First we made groups, then we showed another way to draw it, and we converted it. I want you to go ahead and try B by figuring out how many groups and then how many tenths are there in all. So pause your video and try B for me. Let's take a closer look. So you should have had 10 tenths, 10 tenths, 10 tenths. So we made 3 groups, and then we had 3 tenths left over. So in total we had 33 tenths. I'm going to convert these groups and I'm going to turn them into one whole. So 1, 2, 3, and then I have 3 tenths left over. And now as a decimal form, I have 3 and 3 tenths. So how much more do I need to get to 4? So I'm at 3 tenths here, 4 tenths, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need 7 tenths more to get to 4, okay? If we take a minute and check out number 2, what we have is they showed us in unit form a number. They did tens, ones, and the tenths place. Then they drew it out using the number discs, and then they broke that apart into expanded form for a fraction and a decimal. So what I like to do first is I like to just simply draw it out using my number discs. I have 1, 10. I have 7 ones. And I have 5 tenths. Sorry, I don't know if you can see. It's like kind of stuck over here on the side. Okay, so now I drew my number. So as a decimal, or I guess we'll do fraction form first because that's how they did it. As a fraction, we have a whole number of 17 because 10 plus 7 is 17. And then I have 5 tenths. So what we're going to do is we're doing it in expanded form. So we're going to break it apart. I'm running out of room here, so I'm going to do it on a separate piece of paper. But we have 17 and 5 tenths. So we're going to break apart the tenths place. And how many tens? So we have 1 10 in the tens place. So I did that one. Next, we're going to go to our next biggest place value, which is the ones place. I have 7 ones. Cross that one off, I did it. And last, in my smallest place value, I have 5 tenths. So this is me writing this number in expanded form as a fraction. Now, they want us to do the same thing, but with a decimal. So I would write this 17 and 5/10. So again, I'm going to follow each place value and break it apart, expand it. So I have 1, I have 110, 1 in the tens place. In the ones place, I have 7, sorry. I have 7 ones. And last, I have 5/10. So I'm going to multiply 5 times the tenths, the 1/10, okay? So this breaks it apart in expanded form for fraction and decimal form. Let's go ahead and try C. First, do the number discs, and then break it apart in fraction and decimal. So I'm going to put number for you. Remember to do the number discs, fraction, and decimal. Pause your video and then check back with me. All right, guys, sorry, I had a little bit of a typo here, so hopefully you can see it. So first I broke it apart using my number discs. Then I wrote it in expanded form. So I looked at each place value. I have 2 tens. I have 3 ones. I have 2 tenths. So that's what I'm multiplying it by. And if you add them all up after you multiply them, it will give you your answer. So I did it in fraction form, so 1/10. And then I did it in decimal form. What I'd like you to do for your last problem today is to just go through and solve D, pause your video, and then check back with me. Good luck. All right, guys, let's take a closer look here. First, I broke it apart by place value using those number discs. Then I wrote it in fraction form where I looked at how many tens do I have. So I'm multiplying 7 by the tens place. Look at my next place value. I'm multiplying 4 by my ones place. And the last, I'm multiplying 7 by the tenths place. So I did it in fraction form and decimal form. If you'd like to do the next part on your own, just to challenge yourself, to see where you're going to look at the number line and use the information that they give you. It's all different. So like here's expanded form, so you'll have to put it on the number line and convert it to the different forms and then see how much it is to get to the next whole number. If you want to go ahead and do that as a challenge. If not, head over to your exit ticket for today. I gave you 2 sprints. So you're going to download the sprint in Notability, set a timer for 2 minutes, and convert either to a decimal to a fraction or a fraction to a decimal. All right, guys, good luck. Have a good day.